Greetings everybody, it's Indomiso back with another video. And this time I'm about to teach you all about C# variables. This is a very easy topic in C#. We should get done it very quickly. Don't forget to subscribe and like my video and ring the notification bell for more videos like this. Agenda today we have a variable definition, declaring variables, display variables, declaring many variables, and C# identifiers. Introduction, we're going to dive into variables today. First order of business, we got to define it. Well, variable definition. Variables are containers for storing data values. You really have to get this definition. It's not that hard. Not that anyone will ever ask you about it to write it down, but you have to know it if you're really interested in coding and really want to get good at it. In C#, there are different types of variables, and here are the most basic ones. The first one is int, which stores integers like whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And two, we have double, which stores decimal numbers like 1.1, 1.5, 5.4, all that type of things. And on the third thing, we have char, which stores single characters like any letter. And you have to note that the letter you store in a char must be surrounded by single quotes, or otherwise the computer will not be able to read what you're telling it. The fourth one is we have a string. A string stores text like hello world, Dumiso Shenge, and the text they store is always surrounded by double quotes. Just like chars, if you do not surround the text by double quotes, the compiler will not know what you want it to do with it. Then the fifth one we have bool, which stores two states which are true or false. To create a variable, you must specify the type and assign it a value. Okay, then the first thing you need to know when declaring a variable, there's a syntax to it. It's much like the proper way to write is you can think of it as a formula for it. The formula states or syntax type variable name equals to value. So you must really know this, type variable name equals to value or assigns to value. Where there is type, you put a variable such as int, string, char, bool, double, etc. You put basically any variable or any data type inside type. And where there is variable name, you put any name you wish to call your variable. For example, you may wish to call your integer variable num1, or you may wish to call your string variable name or surname, etc. The same applies to all the other data types. The equals to sign is used to assign the value to the variable. There is value, where there is value is where you will put the value amount of your variable, meaning that here on value you can put whatever value you wish your variable name to be. It can be 5, it can be 10, it can be whatever, but the value must always correspond with the data type. You will see this when I show you in my code video or in my Visual Studio video, which is linked in the description below. And here's an example of how we can properly declare a variable. String name equals to John, and you see the double quotation marks here on John. Display variables. The most common way to display variables on a console window would be to use the writeLine method. To combine both text and a variable, one would use the plus operator or the plus character. Example, string equals to name, string name equals to Ndumiso is how you would do it, or string names assigned to Ndumiso. Ndumiso is assigned to the string which is called name. To display, you say console.writeLine hello plus name, meaning that the compiler will show you hello Ndumiso. That's the result of it. I will show you this in the next video again, which is linked in the description. Note, you can also use the plus character or operator to add a variable to another variable. That too will be shown to you in the next video. Declaring many variables. To declare more than one variable of the same type, use a comma separated list. Example, int x equal to 5, comma, y equal to 6, comma, z equal to 50. So you see, whenever you read this line, you see that all these things are integers and all of them are assigned to the same data type, which is int. To output, You say console.writeLine x plus y plus z. The results here will be 61 since x is 5, y is 6, that equals to 11, and z is 50, which equals to 50. And then if you add that to 11, you get 61. You can also assign the same value to multiple variables in one line. Example, int x, y, z, x equal to y equal to z equal to 50, meaning that every single thing here is equal to 50, both x, y, and z. And if you're going to output this, you could output it like this: console.writeLine x plus y plus z. Yeah, that's basically it. And the output here will be 150, which is self-explanatory, I think. C# identifiers. All C# variables must be identified with unique names. These unique names are called identifiers. As I have mentioned above, you could call them variable names or identifiers. Identifiers can be short names like X and Y, or more descriptive names like age, sum, total volume. It is recommended to use descriptive name in order to create understandable, maintainable code. For example, int minutes per hour equals to 60, or int m equals to 60. So the tool basically store the same value but in different variable names. They both have the same variable int, but they have different variable names. The easier one to read is minutes per hour rather than m. On m, another coder might not really know what do you mean by m. You can mean a lot of things, but if you say minutes per hour, they instantly know what you are trying to accomplish with your value, which is minutes. Key coding rules to remember. First one, names can contain letters, digits, and underscore characters. But a name must always begin with a letter. Names should start with a lowercase letter, and it cannot contain white space, meaning there should be no spaces between new names. Names are case sensitive. My var and my var are different variables, meaning that whatever you name your variable, you must stick to it whenever you call it throughout your code. Reserved words like C# keywords such as int or double cannot be used as names, meaning that every single data type or variable that C# has, that is recommended to not be used as names. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. So let's start coding. Click on the video that will be shown on the top right corner of your screen, and then you will access my coding tutorial on me showing you all how to declare C# variables.